Every now and then I see something on social media that gets me thinking far longer than I should be thinking about something. And that's what happened yesterday, last night, when I saw a tweet from Armchair Illini. Shout out to Armchair Illini. Been a while. Armchair Illini, I feel like, has had times where Armchair Illini has been like clowning us and coming at us, and it's always funny and good spirit. And then there's been times where Armchair Illini is like awesome to us, and I love those guys. It's one of the accounts where like we can kind of have some fun back and forth. So shout out to those guys. Go read this article on Armchair Illini. They did the top 10 players of the Brad Underwood era. They put them in order. And I have not thought about Illinois basketball in this way. I feel like you and I have thought about Illinois basketball in every way possible, but not this way. We haven't ranked the top 10 players of the Underwood era. And there are a couple names in here that I think might be in different spots on our rankings than what Armchair Illini came up with. So let's go through it. Thought it was an interesting thought exercise. Again, shout out to Armchair Illini. They do great stuff over there. The top 10 players per armchair are Io DeSumo, number one, Terrence Shannon Jr., number two, Kofi Coburn, number three, Trent Frazier, number four, Marcus Damask, number five, Coleman Hawkins, number six, four-time champ, Kasparis Yakichonis, number seven, Will Riley, number eight. Those two always got to be together, I guess. Alfonso Plummer, number nine, Andre Feliz, number 10. Your thoughts, Cart?
Okay. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough because honestly, like the list isn't bad, right? I don't think there's anything that I'm like, oh my God, like what are we doing here? Like anything that's like completely out of pocket, in my opinion. I will say this though. I think there's a guy on here that gets a bump for what he meant to the program as like a program guy, and it's the guy that held up the sheet of paper for the tournament title.
Oh yeah, the one of the biggest championships in college basketball history.
Like I feel like Brad's had some really, really good players, right? We're looking at first rounders on this list, right? And Trent Frazier being four doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, the Trent Frazier title was a big moment in Illinois basketball history.
I would put Coleman over Trent. I'd put, honestly, I'd put Kasparis over Trent, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just saying that out loud, like Trent Frazier versus Kasparis. Like Kasparis is pretty clearly a better basketball player, but I think it
So, like, so,
brings
so is Marcus Damask.
I think it brings into consideration like how much does all the intangible other stuff matter. Trent Frazier was at Illinois forever. He was on winning teams. He was one of the embodiments of toughness and kind of the culture that Brad Underwood is trying to build, the quote unquote everyday guys. Uh, like it or not, Kasparis' team didn't win anything substantial. They were just good. Good is probably good enough for seventh and eighth on this list. That's why Kasparis and Will Riley find themselves there. Had they won anything more substantial, had it felt like they were, lifting up the program, elevating it forward, then I think maybe they would have ended up higher on this list. But yeah, I agree. First off, before I give any names or how I would move this around, I feel like I want to do this exercise for like every program we like. Like now I want to do the 10 best Purdue players in the Painter era, the 10 best Michigan State players in the Izzo era. Like that's just a fun offseason exercise. So I don't know. You might have spurred something here, Armchair Illini, where we end up spending a month doing this. I don't know. But little pockets of this that I want to ask you about. Starting with Trent Frazier, since you brought that up. I think I agree four is too high, but I get why he's four. But for me, I think I would have him closer to like seventh or eighth on this list and bump a couple guys like Damask, Yakichonis, guys that just had one individual season that were really, really good ahead of Trent Frazier. Totally understand why Illinois fans wouldn't, but just for best players list for me, that's probably how I would approach it. Other pockets I want to ask you about. Uh, Andre Feliz cracking the top 10 confused me. I don't remember much about him at all being an influential player here.
Yeah, but the thing is though, if you're gonna do that, I feel like you gotta have someone in mind that you would put. at that spot.
I mean, if we're just doing individual seasons, LaRon Black, the first Brad Underwood year where they were awful, but he had 15 and 5. I remember him being like really awesome. Andre Feliz was also on that team and just was not, he was like a role player for multiple years. Andre Feliz, I think probably from an Illinois fan perspective, is part of the heartstrings of like the turnaround of Illinois, but he was a role player on every team he was on. He was never like a stud. Georgie Basanishvili even had one
Yeah, honestly,
awesome year.
I was gonna say Georgie probably deserves a shout here.
Honestly, people aren't going to like this, but man, Matthew Meyer was really productive in his one
Yeah,
year.
yeah, he
So,
was.
but I get like Matthew Meyer arguably hurt the program and like didn't exactly hold up his end of the bargain. So, I do think heartstrings played a factor on this list. I don't think heartstrings would play a factor on you or I's version of this list, though.
Can I get ahead of something right now?
Yep.
I think there'll be a player on this team to crack this list.
Who?
I'd probably put my money on Stojakovic, but I've kind of been talking myself into year two Kylan.
Kylan's got a good chance to crack this list, I think. Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a chance. Can't say
Tomovicic, certainly too.
Tom. Yeah, there's a couple guys on this thing.
I think by the end of this year, we're dropping Feliz and Plummer and putting Ivisic and Boswell into it. Pockets I want to ask you about
Why do you keep using the word pockets?
because there's pockets of this list. There's like the top three that's undeniable. Then there's the Trent Frazier pocket. Then there's the Kasparis pocket. Coleman's at 6. Does that feel right? Too high? Too low? That's our guy. Is he the sixth best player of the Underwood era?
No, I don't think he should be outside of the top five, which is I would put Coleman at 4. I put Damask at 5, and I probably bump Trent down to 6.
Like if we are doing like what they contributed, it's pretty hard to deny Coleman as a 4-year guy gave a lot more than certain members of this list.
Yeah, I
So
think so.
yeah, I think I agree with you. I'd put Coleman at 4. Maybe that's us stunting for our guy, but I like that. So we agree it would be Io, Shannon, Kofi, Coleman, Damask in the top 5. Is that the right order though? Like they went Io 1, TSJ 2, Kofi 3. You and I have long been on record that we think Kofi gets a bad rap within Illinois circles.
I think Kofi gets a bad rap, but I'm fine with him at 3. I was fully prepared to look at this list though and see Kofi at like 6 and throw a fit.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs or maybe college football labs because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the 8 ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a 2-star recruit that did not get one snap in season 1 because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out. Man, I would argue, I really would argue, this is unfair to Kofi to have him at 3.
You think have TSJ ahead of or have TSJ behind Kofi, like have IO Kofi TSJ?
I mean, Io's teams did not ever win the Big Ten regular season. Kofi Coburn's teams did.
Are you saying Kofi won?
Kofi Coburn's Big Ten championship, 15 and 5, the 23 and 10 team. It was Brad Underwood's first regular season. I mean, that was what, the Trent Frazier year, right? Or was that after the No, excuse me. That was
Wait, the year they won wasn't Io and Kofi on the same team?
no. They finished second in the Big Ten in the COVID year that the Trent Frazier held it up. They
Oh,
didn't actually win it.
mm.
Uh, they actually won it the next year. They were
They,
first place in the
did
Big
they win the
Ten.
Big Ten tournament that year?
I think so. I don't remember. I always get that year confused, the year they won the Big Ten tournament.
Okay, I thought they did,
But
but
like actually winning the Big Ten outright is like a pretty large accomplishment. Kofi did it without Io. Io did not do it with Kofi. That doesn't matter here at all.
not to me. Io's won.
Why? Give me the argument for why Io is one. Kofi averaged 21 and 11, man, in the year that it was his team and won the
Was
league.
was Kofi an All-American?
Yeah, that
First
was
team? First
that
team?
that year was more dominant than Io ever was at Illinois. If you want to argue that Io was clutch and there's heartstring stuff attached to him and he's great, he was part of the turnaround. Io was on the team that was bad and then helped get them over the hump, fine. But the single individual most dominant years that I've seen from Illinois basketball players have been Kofi's individual year and then TSJ's individual year that was also cut short, and that's unfortunate. If it's just off peak, those teams won shit that Io's didn't. TSJ made a March run. Kofi won the league. But Io sort of remembered as the golden goose here, and I, as an outsider, have not understood
Also,
why.
I want to push back on Kofi's dominant season wasn't as dominant as Io's.
Okay, hit me.
Io averaged 26 and 5 on 49% from the field and 40% from three.
It's an awesome year. Kofi averaged 18 and 10 that year.
I'm taking 26 and 5 over what'd you say? 18 and 10?
21 and 11 the next year?
Yeah, I'm taking that over that.
All right, teach their own. Teach their own.
So wait, so is this you doing devil's advocate or you actually think that Kofi should be one?
Io would not be number one on my list.
Hmm.
I don't know if it would be Kofi or TSJ, but it would be one of those two.
What did Kofi average his first year?
Well, he came into a team where Georgie was already at, was so good that Georgie left and was never heard from again.
I'm
Kofi
just
averaged 13 and 9.
so it was kind of very similar. Yeah.
But I guess I mean I to me the winning stuff just matters. Like Io had Kofi. Yes, those teams were nasty. Those teams never did anything. Like they finished. I get that they claimed the title that year, but like the record books are not going to show that. And you didn't win anything in March. Kofi undeniably won the league outright. The year Io left was a first team All American. And then TSJ got him over the hump in March. Like to me, those are accomplishments that are lacking from Io's resume. They were all three special, but I'm just surprised because I think if you polled Illinois fans, my guess is 100% of them would put Io one. I don't even think there is an Illinois fan that would consider Shannon or Kofi over Io, but I just as an outsider think that's not accurate. It's not an accurate portrayal to me of their individual legacies in college basketball.
I need more outsiders to tap in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you talk about Iowa's first team All-American, best point guard in the country.
I mean, Kofi was first team All American, probably best big in the country.
I don't think he was.
I mean, they were
I think
great bigs that year.
I think the best Kofi did was second team All-American.
No, it's listed. Hold
Are you
on.
sure?
His basketball reference page is listed All American one as his junior year.
Okay.
He won like every award possible. AP All American.
I mean, yeah, because Iowa that last year was consensus first team and won the Bob Cousy Award.
No, Kofi was. It was the year Oscar Tshiebwe won National Player of the Year. Kofi was also a first team AP All American. So he,
Gotcha.
at worst, the second best big behind Oscar. But like, I mean, Oscar was on like what, like 15 rebounds a game, some stupid shit that year. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's just semantics, probably. All these guys were great. That's why I put them in a pocket, Car. I feel like the legacy winning stuff should matter more from number two and number three on this list, and it doesn't.
So if that matters, then you're fine with Trent Frazier being where he's at then.
No, because Coleman won more than Trent did.
Oh, fair.
Right. I mean, we're just stack ranking, but I don't see. You don't even think it's all that close. You have Io number one.
Oh no, no, no. I'm not saying it's not close. I just think Io's won.
Do
Like
you
in
have
my
TS?
like
Do you have TSJ above Kofi?
no, I actually think that Kofi should be above TSJ.
Yeah, give me that argument because I kind of. I mean, I have Kofi one, so obviously I agree. But it's kind of feels to me the more we talk through this, Io and Kofi should probably be one and two,
I
and
think
then
they should be
TSJ.
1 and 2. I feel like the disrespectful part of like the how you and I feel like I feel like we're big like this program kind of disrespects Kofi.
Yeah,
And to me, like I don't think there should be 1 and 2 without like we're talking Underwood level players. We're talking pockets here. Can I pocket you for a second?
pocket me,
Um,
please.
it's Io Kofi, and then we can go to the next pocket.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
how it works.
Okay, I think that's fair, given that TSJ was only there for 2 years. So, yeah, I think you're starting to play emotions if you have TSJ over Kofi or Aya, which
Right.
can be a reasonable argument. That probably is it because Kofi flirted with leaving Illinois. Terrence Shannon Jr. would never do that. So, I get it. All right. So
Well, I
what's
mean, technically, Terrence Shannon did. He tried to.
Well, he tried to never come to Illinois
Yeah.
originally, but all right. So what's our official list? Our official list, if we're working together on this, I guess I'll give you Io. I don't feel like fighting it. So Io one, Kofi two, TSJ three, Coleman four,
Coleman 4.
Damask five. I think I would probably go Kasparis six,
I think I go Casper 6, Trent 7, Will Riley 8.
Trent seven, Will Riley eight. I'm good with. I'm even okay, I think, with Plummer at nine, but I'd
I
probably
was
go
I
like
was honestly gonna go Georgie then Plummer.
Georgie nine, Plummer 10.
Yeah,
That's fine with me.
I think that's
Let's
a
get
good.
Andre Feliz out of here.
Yeah, that's there. There's a sleeper's ottoman for
And
you,
honorable mention, Matthew Meyer.
Matthew Meyer. Please respect him.
Pour out your monsters, folks.